This is Let's Go Racing. You're watching round 4 of the Super Formula Championship live from Japan. My name's Sam Collins, and I'm joined here in the commentary box with Leo Gorman. Well, there, 55 laps or 95 minutes, whichever comes first. Round here, Fuji Speedway. It could go to 95 minutes with these terrible weather conditions. It's going to be a big ball of spray as they make their way around the oddly named corners here at Fuji Speedway. First corner is the first corner, then Coca-Cola corner, Advan corner, Dunlop's corner, and GR Supra corner, which is renamed Toyota Prius corner, which is quite an interesting one. They've changed the name of that this season.
And bear in mind, the race now has actually started. Because it starts under the safety car conditions, they do forego the normal dummy lap to the grid. So we are actually racing at this stage. The conditions, as you can see, are very, very, very poor. It rained. I think it actually still is raining now. So we're going to see a lot of tyre wear for the cars this year. Apparently the wet tyres degrade very much and blister very much in these conditions, so this should make for a very interesting race. Air temperature, you can see 22 degrees, track temperature 23 degrees. It is due to stop raining to rain during the race, so we may see a drying track later on if that is the situation.
Alex Palou leads the race into lap 3 as we're about to go to green. First time in this wet conditions. Let's see, because Shosuboi isn't going to let him get away.
And a bit of a wobble there from Palou coming out of the last two corners completely. You see the spray massively kicked up. Palou leads from Shosuboi. Sakaguchi is in third place.
Well, Shosuboi and Alex Palou both deployed their overtaking system straight away. I think Palou should...
Has he gone wide?
He was definitely going wide, missed the apex into turn 1. Quite a few people struggling actually into that first corner. Very circumspect from some drivers. They're probably the right thing to do in these conditions. This has got Fuji Speedway's
and off.
And that was
is that Oshimi? It might have been either Harrison Newey or Oshimi. I'm not entirely certain.
No, that must have been Harrison Newey in the number 51 car. I didn't quite see the colour of the end plates.
That's Nick Cassidy. Nick Cassidy going for 4th place, but can't quite get the move done. He loses a bit of traction as he comes through the left-hand corner, and Nojiri maintains 4th place for the moment. Palou has a little bit of a lead, but he's not comfortable as he loses traction coming into the right-hander there. Cassidy tries again for 4th place, nails it this time around, takes Nojiri. Good move there in very, very tricky conditions, but Nojiri looks like try and get back. And the former DTM racer, factory DTM racer for Mercedes for several years, that's an off! And
that's the number 37.
That's Cassidy. That was Cassidy, yeah. Losing traction coming into turn 1. The back end stepped clean out. I don't think he lost, and I think he may have actually got away with that.
I think he has.
Yes, I think he may have actually...
No, I don't see a Mugen car in front of him. The Mugen car is still behind him.
So, yeah, I think he's just saved that. That was a stroke of fortune for Nick Cassidy coming through turn 1 there, losing the back end, but regaining both the car and his underwear.
Well, there's Kamui Kobayashi, another racer known for his ability in the wet, making a great move up the inside. Very neat and tidy, but is he going to make it stick? They're bang wheels coming up to the final sector into that long left-hander. Wow, the KCMG driver really getting quite aggressive.
Solid start to the race actually for Kobayashi. He's taken Markelov. I think he's got past Kenta Yamashita, Harrison Newey, and that was Kunimoto he's just taken there as we have an off.
That's Yamashita.
That's Yamashita struggling in these conditions.
Well, no, that wasn't Yamashita. That was Kunimoto, sorry.
Kunimoto, yeah, sorry. Struggling in these conditions, down in 15th, 16th place at the moment.
In these wet conditions, the full-on rain tyres from Yokohama suffering from blistering after about 10 laps. It'll be interesting to see if anyone can make the tyres last the distance. Well, that man is the first one to watch, Alex Palou, and he's beginning to gap the field quite a bit there.
Yeah, Palou's got a 3.9 second gap to Shosuboi at the moment, with Sakaguchi 7.6 seconds behind, Nick Cassidy 4th, 10 seconds behind the race leader. So he's really gotten very comfortable in the last few laps, pulled out an additional 2.5 seconds to Shosuboi. And I think this is a case of Palou getting, as he goes off and wide and does not need to do that.
As Kamui Kobayashi is somewhere in that spray, making an overtaking manoeuvre around up the inside of Lucas Auer and making it look alarmingly easy there. Kobayashi seems to be finding grip where nobody else can, but let's keep an eye on him. 15th position at the moment, now up to 14th. Well, we were talking about Pato. Well, he's made up one position off the back of the field. He's got in front of Kenta Yamashita's Kondo Racing Run car, that Toyota engine car now at the back of the field, and the Honda engine car of O'Ward 1 place ahead. His first time in Japan, first time, he's been in Japan a few days, first time at Fuji Speedway, first time in the car. Being pretty sensible about it, not pushing like crazy. And what conditions to start your first run in a new series, as Kobayashi is really working his way through the field, isn't he?
And bear in mind, this is a guy who's done no testing. He was, I suppose, in a sense, fortunate enough that he's coming from the IndyCar series, which doesn't have the ridiculous tyre wear of the Pirellis in F1. So he's able to go out and push. Got a good few laps in practice on Friday. Set nearly 50 laps in practice. One of those sessions was actually quite wet as well. But he's bedding himself in very nice. He's 19th place. He's ahead of Kenta Yamashita at the moment. 40 seconds behind the leader, but that has an awful lot more to do with the conditions we're seeing on circuit than anything else. It's to be thrown in at this level in these conditions, he's doing a very, very, very good job. And he's actually going to have a go at Harrison Newey. That is Lucas Auer in the other Red Bull liveried car. And they're teammates, remember? So they're in the.
So Harrison Newey and Lucas Auer are teammates. So the two Red Bull cars are not teammates. They're nearly touching wheels down the straight in the wet. Honestly, just believe me, you can't see them, but they are.
And Harrison Newey just pulling out a gap, but Auer is on the inside. But will he complete the move as Harrison Newey goes wide? Yes, Auer goes through, taking 15th position. But Newey comes back, gets traction out of the first corner, and we think. Well, we don't really know what's happening because they're in the spray, but Newey has taken Auer, and a very, very good driving from both drivers here to go through that, not have any incidents or moments whatsoever, and the positions kind of level out as they come through into the infield.
That was beautiful, clean motor racing right there, particularly as the drivers at some point there wouldn't have been able to see each other. I would say, if it does start to dry out and they are worried about tyre wear and tyre temperature, you'd go puddle hunting, where you'd sort of drive the car offline to put it in the puddles to keep the tyre temperatures under control. But he's not. He's just racing here as he
dives down the inside. Just saw the gap open up completely. Hirakawa's going to get back in, and as he has traction on the inside line, but the door was left wide open. Kobayashi said thank you very much, went down the inside. Only to kind of lose position. This is the battle now for 9th, 10th and 11th position. Yamamoto has not made any ground since the start of this race. Started 9th, still there. He is the championship leader, and he does have the advantage, Sam, of no matter what happens in this race, he will still be the championship leader at the end of this race. He's had 2 seconds and the race win so far this season and a pole position. So quite a lot of success coming into this round. So he will still lead no matter what. But he still doesn't want a race where he scores no points, particularly when second in the championship, Nick Cassidy is currently riding top 4.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's the reigning Super Formula and Super GT champion. His rival Nick Cassidy is up in 4th. That is not a good position for Yamamoto.
And bear in mind, the other thing for Yamamoto as well, 9th position, he's already effectively a pit stop behind the race leaders at this stage. As we see the likes of Pelu and Sho Suboi really pulling out a gap. There's a few drivers here who are looking for super license points. One of them's no longer in the series as of Sugo. Pato O'Ward is one of those drivers in the Red Bull program. He's currently 17th place, by the way. He's also got past Artem Markelov. And that is why he's passed Artem Markelov, because Artem Markelov is no longer has a front wing.
Now, how's he managed that? Because there doesn't appear to be any damage on the tip of the nose, and the car doesn't look anyway otherwise deranged. Has the wing just dropped off? No, you can. No, it has hit something.
I think he must have gone off circuit somewhere. Hopefully we'll get a replay in a second, but that looks like it's been dislodged by going off circuit and maybe have a bit of off-roading.
Well, quick nose change, tyre change, bit of gas, and he'll be back underway. It's like the rain is going to continue right through the race now as the nose on this car has changed.
And it's just another disappointing situation for Artem Markelov, who, it hasn't really come together yet so far this season. And I mentioned in the preview video last night that sometimes this happens as a slow stop.
It's interesting there, Lee, because look, they had the option to change tyres and refuel and didn't.
Yes.
So it looks like a lot of cars are going to try and do race distance on a single set of tyres and not refuel. Refueling, of course, is allowed in Super Formula, and many teams will take advantage of it. Alex Palou, though, it is clicking for him. The gap's opened up to 7.5 seconds. He's doing quite well, isn't he?
He's actually just put in a lap that's 1.3 seconds quicker than Sho Suboi in second place. So Palou is really knocking these laps out. I mean, the lap times, they're not remarkably quicker than they were at the start of the race. Palou in the 1 minute 42s, but he's the only driver who's even remotely close to that pace. Everyone else, the closest, is all in the 1 minute 43s. And the closest driver in pace is actually third place, Sekiguchi, who's doing a 1 minute 43.0. But as you can see on screen there, Palou a 1 minute 42.1 last time around, a 1.3 seconds quicker than Sho Suboi. He is really settling into this race.
Now there's Lucas Auer, I believe, off track down at the first corner. Yes, it was, taking a slightly alternative route.
And it's dropped him to 19th place at the moment, and the last of the runners on the lead lap.
So I think he's had a few excursions, I think, there.
I think he's had a boo-boo.
He might have gone off to look for Markelov's front wing, because we actually have no idea what happened to that.
That's Sho Suboi there in second place. So Auer has been lapped. So he's gone off, and it's actually enough to put him a lap behind Alex Palou. So that's second place Sho Suboi there. But yes, is the tyre life as a tyre wear as significant as we were led to believe pre-race? And if so, why did Markelov not change tyres?
Well, that's what I was about to say. Why did Markelov not change tyres? So that was going to be the interesting one to watch his lap time. So Sho Suboi with that very cool Itasha rear wing on that car. Painfully embarrassing is the translation of that. He's got a painfully embarrassing rear wing with the anime style figures on it.
Yeah, Auer's going around in the 1 minute 48, so really, really, really struggling in the Team Mugen car. And I wonder, he was running as high as 14th place a few laps ago, so I wonder if his tyres have just hit a cliff and he just cannot get any pace anymore.
But is he holding up Sho Suboi there? Because Suboi is still behind Lucas Auer, who's a lap down, and this man could be, Yuhi Sekiguchi, could be closing that gap up significantly.
Sho Suboi just dropped another 2.3 seconds on that last lap, and I think a lot of that was probably behind. This is...
And that is the number 4 car.
That is
going around
Yamashita.
The outside.
That's Yamashita against Sukakoshi.
Do you want to hear a rumour?
Okay.
So there are 2 types of engine supplier. As that's Patricio Ward getting working his way up through the field to Sukakoshi as well in that silver car. You can see he's going to have a go at him in a minute. 2 engine manufacturers in this series, using engines derived from the ones used in Super GT GT500 category, 2-litre turbocharged direct injection, running a fuel flow limit and kicking out somewhere of the order of the high 690 to 700 brake horsepower. Well, another series just adopted exactly the same engine formula, DTM.
Oh, yes.
Could we see a BMW powered Super Formula car in the not too distant future? Those the rumours I've heard. Don't know if anything more to it than that. One of the things about racing an open cockpit car in the wet is that you get really wet, and sometimes it's a bit chilly, like it sometimes is in England. It's not very pleasant.
And I just wonder, maybe if Alex Palou's probably had a little bit of a boo-boo in the last lap, because he's just put in a 1 minute 45.2, which is over 3 seconds slower than his regular pace. And I wonder if he's either just had maybe a little bit of an off, because I don't think he's close enough to anyone to be lapping anyone at this stage.
Well, he has lapped Markelov an hour.
But he's a long way ahead of them, but also a long way behind Hirakawa, I believe. So I wonder if he's had maybe a minor off and rejoined and just lost 3.5 seconds in the process, because the gap to Sho Suboi is now down to 9.8 seconds.
Just 9 seconds there. Now, is Cassidy trying to save tyres or fuel or something similar? Because he's just out on ground. Very gently goes Naoki Yamamoto. I thought he was going to do that. Didn't lose the engine, but
he's lost a couple of positions.
Yeah, his teammates now ahead of him, as is Nakajima. Kazuki, not Kenta.
And that's dropped Yamamoto down to 12th place.
That's just.
He's just gone wide. Wheel on the corner, wheel on the white line. And you can see 3 cars will pass him by as we're at 1/3 distance. These are the points positions for Super Formula, are kind of very much the old style Formula 1 points, where it's the top 8 score at 10, 8, 6. As we have an off, it's Markelov off again.
He's still looking for his front wing. Now, this is. I was just about to mention these people go on, and as Mercadale Elzora says, thanks for stream, or thanks for watching. It's interesting because Patricio Ward is now at 15th position, gaining 5 places from his starting position. We haven't seen very much of him, but it's not. Here we go. This is what happens to Markelov,
and just loses
too much speed.
You mentioned Pato O'Ward. He said his fastest lap of the race last time round, a 1 minute 45.0. It's respectable enough in these conditions for his first time out in a Super Formula car, as we see Kobayashi overtaken by Yamamoto. Oh no, that is actually Fukuzumi.
No, that's Kobayashi overtaking Fukuzumi.
But Kobayashi actually lost traction coming out of the corner and lost the position again. Now, will he try to retake the position? This would be to bring Kobayashi into the top 10.
He's putting in a sterling race here, but he's a long way down on in terms of time.
Oh, right under the rear wing of...
and onto the grass.
That was something of a risky move, I think, from Kobayashi. Very nearly went into the back of Fukuzumi in 5th place, and incredibly already 48 seconds behind the race leaders, these guys.
But look at, here we go. So look at the gap between Fukuzumi and Kobayashi. It's gone from 3.5 seconds down to, well, nothing, as you can see. And that is what Kobayashi has been putting in. He's been the man on the move through the field. And a lot of others are getting a little bit stalled out where they are. They're getting into their they're getting into ruts, I think. They're just driving around the track and doing their best, but they're not finding gains on the other cars. But Kobayashi clearly is.
Fukuzumi's pace, it's not bad, but he's not. And
there's trouble for one of the Red Bull cars there. I can't see which one that is. And is that just? No, is that O'Ward? No, that's Lucas Auer letting them pass. That's why that wasn't trouble. It was just being lapped.
Yes, that of course is Auer now lapped by the top 6 cars.
Now to see the new young kid, Patricio O'Ward, coming in. First race from nothing up to 15th. Lucas Auer down last. That's got to be some pressure on the Austrian, actually.
This is one of the few championships at this level where you have experienced drivers alongside young or rookie drivers, and it's something you don't really see nowadays because championships generally tend to kind of export drivers after a couple of years.
And there is Kobayashi behind, but the ones to watch now is Nakajima passing his dad's car. Must be an interesting conversation, that sometimes.
Bear in mind, the Nakajima name is 7 titles, 7 Super Formula type titles between them.
Now, speaking of Toyota drivers, Kumi Kobayashi is just behind this pairing. He's got one more car to get past for Kazumi. And you should see him at the top of your screen in a minute. And he's done it.
And he's through, but he's gone wide again. And will lose that position to Fukuzumi once more as they come down to start-finish straight.
Now, all we can see are the flashing roll hoop lights. You can see the power boost, that fast flash on Nakajima's car. And it gives him a little bit of a higher fuel flow rate. And when those lights are flashing like that, it means he's deployed the overtaking mode and has more power. It's not helping him, though, because he hasn't got it done. Kobayashi now trying to go up the inside into turn 1. We're watching this battle, and they nearly touch Nakajima on Makino. He's going up the inside. The next corner is a left-hander, so he won't get it quite done there, but he's going to try and switch back. But did Kobayashi get that move done coming out of the corner? And now he's going to try around the outside of that right-hander. Brave move, Nakajima.
He's done it. He
has. He's gone all the way around the outside. Great move. And off the track goes Makino. Here comes Kobayashi then.
That's Fukuzumi and Kobayashi going inside. I think he's cut across the front of Kobayashi. Kobayashi goes through now, but goes wide. Makino will retake and maintain that position. But he's also lost traction as well, so Kobayashi's going to go back round. That is 3 positions lost from Makino in the space of a few corners. But what an overtake from Kazuki Nakajima. Who needs DRS and jelly tyres that fall apart after 4 laps?
All you need is Fuji Speedway on a summer's day when it's pouring rain. So now here we go. Kobayashi's going to try it again at this corner, try and get the run up the inside, get alongside. Oh, nearly contact, yeah. He had to get out of that, and that nearly cost Kobayashi bad, but he's got his overtaking system available. Will he press the button? No, he doesn't. Surprising. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Join the channel to help us support and bring you lots more racing from around the world. I think the Super Formula producers have very much bought into the Let's Go Racing approach to things. You know when a car, you suddenly cut to the shot of a car and you don't expect it? Well, there's Alex Palou, you just mentioned. He's lost another second.
And I wonder if he's had another boo-boo.
Well, he's falling back in towards the clutches.
He's had yet another 1 minute 45, Sam. So
Yeah.
I wonder either.
Is he tyre saving, or is he falling into the clutches of Sho Suboi? And this race could get a little bit dramatic. But you're right. Look how they are all pulling off to the pit wall. I think they are puddle hunting, mate. Nakajima, keep an eye on him though. He is working his way towards the back of Oshima again. Fukuzumi's hanging out in front of Kobayashi, whose charge seems to be a bit blunted. I think we are going to see pit stops and tyre changes.
But I wonder if that is also his tyres coming to maybe a bit of a stop as he's fought his way through the race. And just as I mentioned, Pato O'Ward actually has just set his fastest lap of the race on lap 29. So
he might be, because he's just been driving fairly solidly throughout. He might be one of the drivers who's going to try and go the distance, and that could see him move right up the field because he doesn't have to make that pit stop. Just to explain a little bit for those of you who haven't watched Super Formula before, I'm talking about the Team Mugen run car, which I think is about to emerge. No, that's the Project Mu car.
That's the Ying car.
The Team Mugen run car.
Oh, and that's not off. It was that was
Well, there's
Pelu.
there's two of them going off. I think it's raining that quite a lot down at the first corner now, because those two cars just went off together.
This is let's not understate this. This is some absolute quality driving talent we're seeing on track today. This is the hardest conditions. As we say, Sekiguchi losing the back end slightly there, but these are some of the hardest conditions that you will have in motorsport. Just a ball of spray, Sam. There's nothing there. That's a start-finish straight.
Yeah.
And that is an indication just how much the spray is lingering in the air on the start-finish straight.
So here we go. There it is. We were talking about Nick Cassidy. There he goes. Getting.
No, this is Nakajima passing Oshima.
No, I don't believe it.
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
Oh, yes, you're right. It is.
So that is actually the pass for 7th place. Kazuki Nakajima finally makes the move against Oshima after his stellar overtake of Fukuzumi several laps ago. That's 7th place for Nakajima. That'll be 2 points.
The Kobayashi there getting very, very racy indeed. That's Kobayashi.
No, that is Fukuzumi on Oshima.
No, that's Kobayashi. That's Kobayashi.
Oh yes, you're right. Yes,
car.
you're right. That is Kobayashi still trying to make a move on Fukuzumi.
Now we know what he's going to try and do. He's going to try and do it he's going to hang around for the rest of this lap, and he's going to try and do it into the final corner. No, he's not. He's going to go now. That's not going to work. He's too far back.
There's Oshima just ahead of them on track there.
Here he goes. Watch him go to the right to try and make it up the inside. I think he's too far back to try it. No, he's trying it this time. There he goes. Ducks up to the right, tries to get the run out of the corner. Didn't work. He lost traction.
I wonder, though, if he's also thinking about Fukuzumi's going to be blocked somewhat now by Oshima coming through the first couple of corners. He's trying to make a move. I think Fukuzumi's going to do it this time around.
Now, are they going to battle it to each other too much and lose a bit of time? And will we see Kobayashi looming out of the gloom? No, we won't.
That's a very good. And I think he's gone off.
He's gone off. I wondered if that was going to happen. Yeah,
but I think he's maintained. And Oshima gets back. He has traction coming through the slight right-hand bend as we have an absolute blur. Fukuzumi still on the inside though as we go into the left-hand corner. It's not enough.
These two are going to get mugged by the guy behind him.
Now that he's in clear air, he's just able to actually nail it. As we see Kobayashi go down the inside, and I think he's nailed it this time. Goes a little bit wide again. Does that give Fukuzumi the room? Kobayashi cuts across.
Lovely aggressive driving.
Absolutely wonderfully done.
But he's not.
But he doesn't have the speed. He doesn't have the speed coming down to start-finish straight.
He's fired up the overtaking boost. Look, you see that light flashing. He needs a bit more power to defend up the inside there. He's being squeezed towards the pit wall. Going into the right-handed turn 1. He's not on the ideal line. It's very wet down there. Will he be able to get it stopped in time? Just about. But I think he's still
gone a little bit wide there, Sam. But he's still able to cover. He's still able to cover Fukuzumi.
You've got twice now. Look, crucial development. 28.51. This race looks like it's going to go to distance. And
Sukagoshi comes in.
Yeah. Now let's have a look at his lap times. The tyres are clearly worn out. They've made the tyre change. Will this be the catalyst for everybody else to come and pit?
You see, this is Pato O'Ward now.
Yeah, he's about to be eaten by the number 20 car.
That's Hirakawa.
Hirakawa,
so that is for 14th, 15th place.
Anyway, here's the battle between...
This is Oshima and Fukuzumi. for 9th place, and Fukuzumi gets it done on start-finish straight and makes it look quite easy.
Now keep your eye on the cars we're looking at on screen. Yuhi Sekiguchi is hunting down that car in front of him, Sho Suboi, and the gap is getting much, much smaller. But Sekiguchi needs to be looking in his mirrors because he too is being hunted down by the green and white car of Nick Cassidy. So a full setup now. Tyre stop for Harrison Newey. That's interesting.
Now,
so these drivers, the majority of drivers here, and the car is on fire.
Again.
Yeah.
That is the second race in a row. That is 2 races in a row where Harrison Newey's come in for a pit stop and the car's caught fire.
Yeah.
Near the fuel input.
14 minutes to go. Will they have enough gas to make it? That's going to be interesting.
The only reason you would pit now is if you absolutely have to.
Boy, and now the extremely fast gaining Nick Cassidy, still taking time out of Sho Suboi. Wrapping, and there we go.
Goes wide.
Now he's going to get that done, I think.
And that is for 5th. Yeah, that's for 5th place.
Yeah, that was a mistake by Ishiura, I think.
But I think it's more. Ishiura's just probably run out of tyres now at this stage.
That's Nakajima.
Oh, sorry, that's Nakajima on a.
Nojiri. That's
Nakajima for 4th place.
Yeah. Home race for this team in the Team Mugen, Team Ventolin Toms, based, as I mentioned earlier, just down the road from the circuit entrance.
To continue to see Nakajima battling with Nohiri, he is using his overtake button to defend as much as possible from the Le Mans winner Sho Suboi in the lead of this race. As we see Nakajima go down the inside, doesn't have the traction to make it work. Nohiri holds on to 4th place.
He's going to try the Kobayashi move into the final corner. I don't think he's going to quite be able to. Oh, he's close enough.
Close.
Yeah.
He's very close.
He's not going to get to the final corner. He's going to try it here, but I don't think he'll make the move stick there. No one has managed that one
but
yet.
It's also put him offline as well.
But we'll stick with this battle for 4th position with Nojiri, Ishiura, Nakajima, and Kamui Kobayashi.
And Nakajima goes wide. Nakajima's off
got
and loses positions, but he's got traction.
Nearly takes out Kobayashi as he passes back by with that traction. This is going to be spicy.
And that leaves Oshiri back into 5th place. Nakajima dropped down to 6th, was 7th only momentarily. As we see, this is the battle now for 2nd place. Sho Suboi, 2nd place in the number 39 Ing car, and in number 37 Team Toms. That's Nick Cassidy furiously looking for a way past, and he may just have a run on the Japanese driver. Here he's going on the inside into the right-hander. And they're going wheel to wheel, but Sho Suboi just holds on. A fantastic attempt there, but wonderful defending from Sho Suboi as Nick Cassidy sticks to the rear wing of the Ing car.
This ain't done yet. Watch him try and make the move into the right-hander. Takes the tight line, Kobayashi style. Gets wheel to wheel coming out the final corner. Will he have enough traction? No, he won't. Now he'll sit behind him, hit the overtake button and try it down into the first corner. That long right-hander. There goes the overtake button.
Both of them are on it. Both of them are on it. And Sho Suboi lost 4 seconds on that last lap to the race leader Alex Pelou. Such was the time he was losing, fending off a feisty Nick Cassidy. Cassidy going down, looking down the inside. There's not enough room there. He's not going to make it stick.
But this is the battle for 2nd, so we're going to stick with this, I think, for now. As you see those roll hoop lights flashing, Cassidy taking different lines so he can see. There goes Kobayashi. Getting it done, maybe. Getting better traction. No, just losing out. Hits the overtake boost button, gets in line. He's going to come back into the first corner.
Nakajima has already is up to 6th place. So we see... Nakajima has actually taken 5th place from Oshira.
Yep.
This is Kobayashi to demote Oshira another position. He didn't make it stick a few laps ago. Will he make it stick this time?
Into the first corner.
As we see Oshira come across the circuit, really.
And there is Nakajima. You're watching Let's Go Racing. This is round 4 of the 2019 Super Formula Championship. We have 2 minutes left to go, and it's all to play for. Now, Patricia Ward in the Red Bull livery Team Mugen car is just in front of this pair of cars battling for 2nd position. Will he see them coming? 1.5 minutes to go. Now, here's Alex Pelou, the race leader, coming out to start what I believe will be the beginning of the final lap. 30 seconds left on the clock.
This will be a very, very nice... more than nice race for Alex. He's going to be absolutely delighted. He's been imperious all weekend, coming down to start finish straight to take the checkered flag.
It's there, honestly.
It's somewhere in there, and Alex Pelou does take the race win in his TCS Nakajima Honda car. Fantastic drive, brilliant drive by Kamui Kobayashi, particularly in those early 10 laps where he just made mincemeat of some of the drivers at the back of the field. And It's Oshima spins on the final lap.
Well,
He was down in 10th. Oshiro did come across the line in 7th place. Sakaguchi's gamble didn't pay off. He comes home 8th. Oshima, he was running 10th, I believe.
How has he managed that then? Well, this man doesn't care. Alex Palou, winner. Round 4 of the 2019 Super Formula Championship. The Spaniard has really impressed this season. So don't forget to hit like and subscribe.
This is the final results as Alex Palou, race winner, 13 seconds ahead of Sho Suboi, who was just ahead of Nick Cassidy. Tomoki Nohira, 4th place, ahead of Kazuki Nakajima, Kamui Kobayashi. That was a great battle right to the end of the race. Hiroki Yoshiro, 7th place. Yehi Sakaguchi went from 3rd, pitted, finished 8th. He took the final points position as Nirei Fukuzumi, and Tadasuke Makino took 10th place, rounding out the top half of the field.
And then from 11th position, which will appear on the screen.
It's Yamamoto. Naoki Yamamoto took 11th place.
He's got to be disappointed with that.
He's got to be very, very disappointed. Qualified 9th, was running 9th earlier on, but then had that curious spin in the penultimate corner, which dropped him a few positions. Ryo Hirakawa takes 12th place in the Team Impul car, as Kazuya Oshima took 13th. Didn't actually take the flag in the end after his spin on the final lap. Patricia O'Ward, as we mentioned there, 14th place. Good effort on his first round. Yuji Kunimoto took 15th ahead of Harrison Nui. Had another fire in the pit lane when he went fueled late on. Kenta Yamashita, Kudai Tsukukoshi both lapped twice, 17th and 18th place. The final finisher, Artem Markelov, lapped 3 times. Lucas Arb didn't finish in the end. He pulled in around lap 40. Bit of a dire race, unfortunately, for Lucas.
It'd be interesting to see what the issue with his car there was. Clearly not a driver-related issue, though. That was a car issue, because you wouldn't make that many pit stops.
Yeah.